Well, look at this beautiful sight. This is what I come out to look at every morning. Look at this beautiful sun just coming in, just touching my plants. So this looks like it's really bright sun. It starts, what used to start about 6 o'clock in the morning and be gone about 8:30. But it's actually getting cooler and the sun is lasting a titch longer. So it's about 8:15 in the morning. I'm up late this morning. I was on my Facebook in bed. So let me just show you my little plants. I have a new addition. I found an old desk in my shed. It was extremely heavy. And so I dragged it inch by inch all the way up inside, across the deck, down through the house. So my house is very small, it's just a cottage. So I've got a long skinny kitchen and this is meant to be the dining area. And I don't sit here, I go to sit in a lounge which is at the other end of the house. And I wish it was open plan, but there's a bedroom in the middle. And the lounge is very cool and dark in the morning. But later in the day or late morning, it gets sun in the summer and right through to late afternoon. But in the winter, it'll get sun all day. So this is only very gentle sun. Honestly, it doesn't burn anything. So what have I got here? I hope you can see. So I've got some mother of thousands. And yes, I have had really bad trouble with aphids because I had some outdoor plants in here. I had a fuchsia, a jasmine, and I can't remember what else. But anyway, so I've had to be attacking them. So every morning I come, and the same as when I have to take my glasses off to sew or crochet, I have to take my glasses off and I come down and I have to inspect and see if I've gotten rid of them all. I have been spraying them with a little spray of neem oil, dishwashing liquid and water all mixed together and trying to squish them. So I think I'm on top of it, but I'll have to have another look. So I've got some little cuttings here that are just ready to have a little bit of gentle sun. Someone gave me all these little cuttings, so I've grown roots and potted them up, and I'll be giving that away. And I'm going to be giving this little one away. So what's this cup? It's got vinegar in it and some little holes. You're meant to have some cling wrap and have holes, but I don't. So I've got a little plastic bag with holes, and it's meant to catch the little those little flying gnats. But it's caught a few in there, but not in the lounge. So these are just getting a bit of morning sun. So this looks really dry. I've been too scared to repot it since I bought it, but it's doing really well. I still only water it about every 4 or 5 days maybe, and I'm too scared to pick it up in case I knock something off. But it's doing really well, growing. I will repot it one day, but it just loves what it's in. I only have ordinary house potting mix. I haven't got any cacti mix or orchid mix or perlite. So maybe that's something I need to get, especially now I'm doing Hoyas. So here's a big cacti I bought, and the colour is apricot, it says, but I've only had it for a while. And my lovely bubbles, my green bubbles, I prefer that over the pink one. I'm just letting it grow. It's not really growing leggy. It's just lovely and bushy. It loves the sun. I put 2 nodding violets, that's with the purple flower here, into one pot. I've started potting things up. This is just a little geranium that was really cheap, so I had 2 of those. So I put those in. They haven't flowered. So I've been putting 2 things into bigger pots, and I find the small pots dry out so fast that it's just easier for me when they're in a big pot. When some people say don't put things in big pots, they'll have too many roots and won't grow. This is a purple passion something. It is gorgeous. Let me put it down. It's furry, it's purple. It's got some white stuff on it. Now don't be worried about that. That is actually out of my spray bottle. With the neem oil and things in it, so I don't know if it's meant to have lumps in the water. I gave it a good shake, but that's what that is after a good wash and a spray. Because it's furry, the furry ones seem to attract any aphids, so I gave everything a good drink in the soil. These are my beautiful angel wing begonias. I've got 2 potted up in this small pot. They seem to be doing all right, but here I've put 2 into a really big pot, and I was going to put 3. It was already flowering and I repotted. If you do it gently, you won't knock them off. They seem to be doing okay here. For a while I was a bit worried it might be too sunny, but they seem to be enjoying it. This is my very sunny table, and so is this one, the things that really enjoy the sun. These are my little babies. I knocked these leaves off my African violets, and so I put them into I put the leaves into this pot inside a clear plastic container from the warehouse that I'd just been using for crafts. Hadn't used it, and it started growing. This one started growing, the other one didn't, and look, the little baby leaves are growing really fast now. I hope you're not blurry. And gosh, is this a... I can't tell. That's going to be a leaf or a flower. I can't tell. I've got to take my glasses off to see things. So these are really cute. These are called live wires, or the fancy name. I was going to put these... I don't buy fancy cover pots. They can be a lot of money out of my budget. I just leave these in what I call the nursery pots. And I'm happy. I love these orange plastic pots we used to get like 1,000,000 years ago. But they don't seem to have them now. Everything's black and a few green ones coming back in. So I've got those in the shed that I've reused. So this is a little cutting I was given, and I put it in water and it went black, and I lost a leaf and I lost the tip. So then I put it in soil and it still looked really sick. It's a satin pothos. A lovely friend gave me a free cutting. She's so kind and generous. And it's not dead, but it's not wonderfully happy. It gets a bit of morning sun here. Sometimes I take it away so it doesn't. I try and make sure it's behind the other plants. But anyway, this was going for $5 and it's really happy. And you can see these are really thick, healthy, and this is really thin. So I'll just move that around. Maybe it's had enough sun. And this had already started losing a leaf. Had already lost the leaf when I bought this, but it seems to be quite healthy. So I thought for $5, I've got 2. But that was an unrooted cutting. And I'm no good at unrooted cuttings unless I know what I'm doing. And with the pothos, I didn't know. This is lovely. I bought this for my son. He hasn't come down to stay yet. It's a panda cactus and he loves anything panda. This is my new Hoya. I'm just like loving it. This is an Australis. I had no idea that there were different types of the same name. So I thought Australis was just one thing and they'd all look the same, but there's lots of different types. And I think I'm getting a new baby leaf down here. You can't see. It's too bright. So I hope it's not too sunny here, but as I say, it's not very, very hot sun, but the sun is starting to last longer. So it's the middle of February. We've had a really weird summer. Just push that out so it doesn't grow all crooked. So normally the sun's moved on by now. So if it starts staying here too long, I will then rearrange things. I'm always moving things. I'm always rearranging things. But in winter, this will stay sunnier for longer. So if it feels like it's getting too hot here, I will move things. This table has been here, whoops, dropped my phone, for a little while. This is my original little corner with a bookcase. So this doesn't get much sun at all, and so maybe I'll have to start moving some of these to this corner. So the sun will hit the back here and then move along very quickly, and it's usually gone by now on the rest of this table, but it's still here. So obviously, yeah, the season's sort of changing already. So, but these love the sun. This is beautiful. I'd never seen a Tahitian bridal veil before. Someone gave me a little free cutting, a little slip with tiny roots, and look how it's grown. I've done nothing to it. It just spreads by itself. It's beautiful. Lots of beautiful little white flowers on it with yellow insides. Don't think I can get close enough for you to see. You probably all know what it looks like. It's very common, but I'd never seen one before. And so I could move that into a bit more sunny spot. So what else have I got here? Goldfish plants here. And they say they like the bright light. I just don't want too much sun on them. I had one that was actually flowering, but I gave that away in a bit of a plant swap. I bought a plant, and it's because this lady had given me a free thing that I just gave her that, and I gave her a lipstick. I put the fern here for now. It was already dying here, but when I'd watered it, it seemed so wet that I put it here to dry out, and then I'll take it away. My maiden here has moved, I think, 5 times around the house. It wasn't happy in the bathroom because my showers are so hot and steamy, and I have such a tiny bathroom, and the only place to put things is at the end of the bath. It's a shower bath, so all the steam is in there. And then I tried my bedroom, I tried the lounge, I've tried everywhere. So I thought maybe it might get a bit of bright light here. So it seems to be doing okay. It's only been here a few days. This is my lovely Persian shield. It's purple. I don't have it in full sun. Some people do, but it depends on what sun's coming through your window. So it seems to be happy here, so I'm leaving it. These are just some cuttings. I was actually going to give those away, but I haven't heard from the lady. Another lipstick plant growing there, and a goldfish. These are my glass and crystal things that I use for when I do cuttings. I'm not going to go buying anything. They were just sitting in a cupboard, so that's what I do my cuttings in, crystal. This is a little, spider plant that's growing so well here. This was in with another spider plant that I was given by a lady who travels in her bus. She was so kind giving it to me, but it was very overgrown, very, very, very root bound, and I split it into 3, and so this was tiny, and I haven't repotted this one yet, but they dry out fairly quickly, so I'm going to repot it into something big. I've got the others in my bedroom and the lounge. This is just something I was given. I have no idea the name. It was massive. It was in a hothouse. It was absolutely massive. The leaves were bigger than my hand, and the roots are so big I had to put it in this big pot. But since it's been in the house, of course my house isn't that hot, so it's decreased in size dramatically, but it's still flowering. I need to find out the name. If you know the name, let me know. And probably I could put it into something smaller, but I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to touch it. So these leaves were so big and juicy, and so it seems to be doing really well here. This fern, I also brought it out to dry out a bit after giving it a good water. Might be getting too much sun, so then I start moving them over. Just try and, because the sun seems to be changing. This is a lipstick plant. It's a black pagoda lipstick. This is also given to me because I gave a lady the other things, and I don't know if those are going to be flowers or leaves, but anyway, so it seems to be doing quite well. So I love the colours on the leaves. And this is my golden pothos. It's beautiful, and it's grown a new leaf. And I don't think they're meant to be in full sun like this, so that's another thing. I might have to start moving over into the shady part when it's had a little bit of sun. So obviously I'm going to have to do some rearranging in my corner as the sun lasts a bit too long. And this is just some beetroot I decided to grow inside, and it was in the lounge, but I brought it out here and it's doing really well. And these are some spring onions I grew from the supermarket, and look at them, they're sprouted. They were just little babies, and I got some more, but they're not terribly happy. They're meant to be outside, and my lettuce leaves are not looking very well, but they're starting to re-sprout. I should pull off all the old dead ones. But then I thought, oh, well, instant compost. So what have I got up on top of my fridge? I've got one of these Sabrina things, is that what they're called? It's doing really well. I've already done the cutting for a lady that I met, but I haven't heard from her. I don't know what this is. It nearly died, but it's growing. So we'll soon see what that is. So yeah, I thought I'd help somebody out starting and just give her some free things. This is hanging up in my bathroom, but I thought I'd bring it out to a bit more light. My bathroom's very dark until late in the afternoon. And just a few other things on top of my fridge, and my little spray bottle of my neem oil, and I just keep filling it up. And another little baby that I just repotted, another little baby fern that I just repotted. So this is my little area, and so it's lovely. It would be lovely if I had a window seat in this window just to come and sit in the morning. But apart from that, in winter, this is a very cold, dark kitchen once the sun disappears off it. So I didn't really come down here. The walls are very thin. They're just the black paper in between the internal wall and the external wall. So it's a very cold area of the house. So I'm wondering where some of these might have to be moved to, because my lounge, one end, it's a very small lounge, one end is so sunny and hot, that's where I sit on my sofa and crochet, and the other end doesn't get any sun at all, but it's also got the heat pump above it, so the plants I've got down there I won't be able to leave there under the heat pump when it's going. But oh, look at the flowers, aren't they gorgeous? Oh, you can't see. So yeah, so this is my little happy space. So we haven't had another lockdown, thank goodness. I didn't realise how depressed I would get in lockdown. Big difference that when you don't want to go out to when you're not allowed to go out. So now I've got some little friends, and I must admit, plants in a house do make it feel welcoming and cosy, whereas I've never bothered. I haven't had plants for 40 years. So, and then we had a lot of plants, and a lot of the lipsticks and things we had too, and the mother of thousands. So, yeah. So that's just my little look. I'll do the lounge another day. It's just a little look of what I come out and see every morning. But now that I'm out here, it must be about 8:30. The sun's lasting a bit longer. I'm wondering if they're going to get too much sun. So let's just see what happens. When I did go away for a bit of a trip, and I was away for several weeks, I did close the curtains half over, just so things lasted till I got home, and they did really well. So yes, I might have to start rearranging things. But I hope you've enjoyed that little look. I hope you're having a lovely day. It's beautiful blue sky. There is no wind outside. I'm always talking about the wind. Why am I always talking about the wind? Because the west coast of New Zealand is so windy, so gale force. It is just makes gardening and everything very difficult. So, yeah, my chairs and my tables get blown off my deck, things get blown over, trees get blown over, my little baby trees get blown over. I've had salt wind blown onto my citrus and my lemons, and they nearly died, and I'm very unhappy. So yes, it's quite a mission when you live where there's gale force winds most of the time. So that's why when I come out and say no wind, it's a beautiful day to go out. And I look at people's videos when they're out walking, either traveling videos or gardening videos, and I just look at them and they're outside doing stuff, and I'm like, wow, they've got no wind. But then I guess we don't have any air pollution either. So, yeah. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I hope you've enjoyed looking at my little plants. Take care of yourself. Bye.